What is punk? Well, punk is a subculture of rock. It was known to be started in New York, but spread all over, notably in England. Let's take a trip to London, specifically in the 1970s. Many figures rose to fame in London in the 1970s. Two standouts were designers Vivienne Westwood and Malcolm McLaren. These two met in 1965 and would get married in 1971. 1971 would also be the year the famous Let It Rock shop would open. The shop sold vintage clothes and records at first, but shifted into selling Vivienne and Malcolm's own designs. This would lead to the rise of punk. Fast forward to 1975, in this very shop, Malcolm McLaren would found the Sex Pistols. The Sex Pistols were a punk band that consisted of 4 members. They didn't always have 4 members, and they weren't always called the Sex Pistols. Before the Sex Pistols title, they originally had 3 members, and they were called the Filth and the Fury. The 4th member, later named Johnny Rotten, was hand-selected by Malcolm McLaren. Malcolm McLaren and Vivienne Westwood would work together to build the band's image. An image not liked by the general public outside of their fan base. The Sex Pistols were doing shows all over, leading them to gain even more fans. Them spreading their message all over also gave them haters. There was a lot of pressure put on the band during this time. Enough pressure for one of the original members of the band to leave. He would then be replaced by the well-known Sid Vicious. Sid Vicious quickly gained popularity for his rock star image, not so much for his music ability. Vivienne Westwood would make garments for the band to wear, while Malcolm McLaren managed the band. Let's get into some of Vivienne Westwood's designs. Quoted directly from a Vivienne Westwood design, her designs were made for soldiers, prostitutes, dykes, and punks. These were all outcasts at the time. A lot of her designs included nudity, offensive symbols, and provoking sayings including slurs. From the surface level, the designs appeared to be outright ridiculous and over the top for someone to wear. The designs had deeper meanings to them though. For example, the Destroy design. This design includes an upside-down crucifix with bold letters reading the word destroy on top of a Nazi symbol. There was also lyrics from the Sex Pistols single Anarchy in the UK stating, "I am an antichrist, I am an anarchist." As you would imagine, this design got many people mad. Vivienne Westwood stated that this design was to get at the terrible political systems of the time. Later in the same year, 1976, the Sex Pistols would be signed to EMI. Unfortunately, they were later dropped by the label for their over-the-top punk image that was against the norms of the time. Vivienne Westwood and Malcolm McLaren would rename their shop name to Seditionaries. Seditionaries represents people going against established order. Now we're in the year 1977. This was also known as the year of punk. In the shop, Malcolm and Vivienne would now sell fetish wear, along with their old designs. A lot of the new clothes sold in the shop included bondage, so there was straps and excess hanging fabric. 1977 introduced Vivienne Westwood's new jacket titled Jacket. This jacket of course featured bondage, which held your arms into place with straps which restricted movement, but it had a nice silhouette. This design would become instantly popular to the niche crowd and would be seen around the shop. With the Sex Pistols still rising in popularity, while still wearing the garments produced by Malcolm and Vivienne, the shop became even more popular. The Sex Pistols had made a new song titled God Save the Queen, but they're still needing a cover. They knew they had a hit on their hands, so they had to make sure the cover art was properly done. Malcolm McLaren went to art school in the 1960s to where he would meet tons of designers. He knew he couldn't just pick any designer, so he had to choose wisely. He ran into a designer he met back in school and he knew he would fit. Malcolm McLaren would reach out to designer Jamie Reed. Jamie Reed was known for his decollage style. This art style is a process of ripping or tearing artwork from somewhere else and repurposing it. Now Jamie Reed heard the song and had some ideas of what to do. The song talked about displeasure and anger towards the monarchy. So Jamie Reed found a picture of the Queen, but what else could he do to it? Using his decollage style, he ripped out letters from books and magazines to form the title of the song and the name of the band. To make it stand out though, where would he put the title and the name of the band on the picture? Naturally, Jamie Reed ripped out the Queen's eyes and mouth and put the title of the band and the title of the song right there. Oh, and why not put it on the flag for even more of a message? Now we have a proper cover art that matches the song and also stands out. The Sex Pistols would release their single May 27, 1977. The song As They Knew Would Be was a hit. The majority of the public didn't really like this song though. They thought it was utter disrespect. Although the song would rise to #1 on the charts. Funny enough, they took the title off of the charts, so you couldn't see any title or who made the song. Later, the song was banned from being sold or played on the radio. This would make the Sex Pistols mad, but they had known they got the job done. Both the Sex Pistols cover art for God Save the Queen and Vivienne Westwood's jacket stood out. The cover and jacket were made for target audiences standing against the social norm. While both risking reputation and self-image, they stood their ground to make what they wanted to make, both not allowing the public's opinion to get in the way of their art. Some may say that the Sex Pistols and Vivienne Westwood went too far with their art. But how far is too far? Everyone has their own opinion on these type of subjects, and that can't be changed. The skill of not caring about other people's opinions is an art within itself. And that's what punk is. Doing what you want to do, when you want to do it, and how you want to do it. Vivienne Westwood, Malcolm McLaren, and the Sex Pistols will be later known as Faces of Punk. Their stories can be used to inspire others to do what they want to do. Malcolm McLaren passed in 2010 and Vivienne Westwood passed in 2022, but they will never be forgotten for what they brought to the world. Jamie Reed passed in 2023, but his art will live on forever.